I'm going to tell you how you can make a lot of money in this current economic climate, in this pandemic where things are locked down, most of businesses are still closed, and you will get to know how you can have that opportunity in this crisis. So before I go into the details to tell you how you can have that opportunity, I'll take you back to 2008. So you must remember in 2008 we had that economic crisis where housing market was crashed, government ending up bailing out the banks. Banks lended the money without even doing any credit checks. They given a lot of money out to these people to buy the houses. The mortgage industry was booming before the 2008. In US, mega money was made, millions and millions of dividend being given to all these bosses and higher up in the banks. So you must understand what that economic climate was. So it will be easier for you to understand this current economic climate. So you need to stay with me and keep watching this video if you really wanted to take an advantage of this current crisis. So in 2008 there was crisis, the mortgage industry was crashed. People were saying it's a fake economy. There was a bubble in the air. There's a mortgage bubble, and eventually what happened? It blasted. People couldn't afford to pay the mortgages. The bank were out to do all the repossessions, and that's how it's all happened. So now we are in that kind of economic climate where there's no huge lending. There's not kind of any mega money was given out, but this crisis is not an economic crisis. So this crisis is a pandemic crisis. It's like a kind of a virus crisis. People being forced to stay home. People being forced not to work because of this coronavirus. So if you think about the past, because the housing market was crashed and all your kind of construction industry was stand still, so people struggle to pay their bills. There was unemployment, there was crisis, there was problems because the company was start closing down. But this economic climate is nothing like this. So if you wanted to start something and if you want to be in the business, this is the best time to be in. You will notice some of the firm will exit, some of the restaurants will close down, even some of the famous ones. But this is your opportunity to take over that kind of business. Things will definitely go back to normal because we human are social animal. We cannot stay home. We can't just carry on like this. We will be going back to the work. We're going back to the normality. But you must understand that this is not an economic crisis. This is not kind of any credit crunch we have seen in 2008. This is a virus crisis. This is a pandemic crisis. But everything will go back to normal. Everything will go back to start doing the business. So if you are one of them who want to take an advantage, this is your time. Think about it. If, for example, you wanted to be in the food industry, jump onto any kind of restaurants, this will go back to normal. People will come back to the restaurants again. I personally know some of the restaurants are already closed because once this economic climate was over, the lockdown is over, things will go back to normal. You will notice some of the restaurants are closed. How I know is because I'm an accountant. We have some existing clients. I can't name it because of this data protection and the confidentiality, but I can tell you there are some restaurants already closed because you can't see it because there's already a lockdown. Now this is your opportunity to get your feet into that kind of business and start doing some work on it. So this is your opportunity. There's so many opportunities out there. If you really wanted to start a business and if you think you don't know how to start and which business you wanted to be in, make an appointment with us. I will sit with you or one of our team member to tell you how best you can get into the business because it's an ideal opportunity. Remember, it's not an economic crisis, it's just a virus kind of crisis. We've been forced to stay home. Once everything will back open, things will go back to normality. And remember, if you need any information, we at Acumen Accounting don't charge talking to people. So if you really want to speak to us, pick up a phone, give us a call or send us a message. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy.